Good morning, commissioners and commission staff. I'm here to speak today. My name is Cori Schumacher. I'm a 10-year resident of Carlsbad, and I'm here to speak about the visitor commercial open space mixed-use land designation that is before the city, before the commission for the Encina power plant properties. Next year, the process of decommissioning and demolishing the Encina power plant will begin. The land will be transferred to the city for redevelopment. It will become some of the most important public land that we have in the city of Carlsbad. Carlsbad is a charter city, and the voters have an especially important role in growth management and land use matters. Our charter, Article 3, Section 300, states that the intent of this charter is to allow the city council and the voters to exercise the maximum degree of control over land use matters within the city of Carlsbad. As the mayor mentioned, we had a multiple year-long project called Envision Carlsbad, which was developed in large part to help shape some of what is before you in this LCP application. The first phase of the Envision project included surveys and community workshops. It was a visioning phase with questions that asked about general priorities for the city's future. Of the top priorities listed, 4 specifically mentioned open space and recreational uses. And I have provided you handouts of the first page of that, which shows the top 5 priorities. 46% of respondents during this time period voted to decrease and limit future stores, restaurants, and other businesses, while 51% stated the current shopping and dining experiences in Carlsbad were good. In the second phase of Envision Carlsbad, the technical details of phase 2 of the Envision project were undertaken. In this phase, the land use maps, zoning maps, LCP application, and amendments were reviewed. This phase was restricted to a few community members, the so-called EC3 group. The EC3 group was composed solely of folks appointed by the city council and city staff. These are mostly the same people who agreed with Measure A and who the majority of Carlsbad opposed. So you can see that there's a difference of opinion about the vision of Carlsbad moving forward. If the voting public in Carlsbad was asked directly if they wanted commercial uses and hotels on what will become publicly owned parcels, would the voters agree? Page 2 shows Envision Carlsbad map, where you can see that commercial hotels and open space are included on that parcel. And it's important to understand also that open space includes parking areas. A large majority of the 41% mentioned of the open space are parking areas in schools. So the legitimate open space that we're looking for, which this parcel would be really well suited to, should actually not include as much parking spaces as perhaps a hotel might offer. Any coastal development permit proposals will be subject to the approved land use designations on these parcels. So although there's no implementing plan for a zoning, the land use will rule a lot of the future permit proposals before the Coastal Commission. With the local coastal program amendments before the Commission today, Carlsbad has increased the amount of land designation for visitor serving uses throughout Carlsbad. This is true even without accounting for the Encina power plant parcels. I also support the Coastal Commission's staff's recommendation that the City of Carlsbad perform a comprehensive audit of the city's current stock of visitor serving uses, which will reach a projected 5,000 hotel room nights per year by next year, and growing. And I further request that this be done before the Commission approves any land use designation changes on the Encina power plant parcels. Carlsbad residents are seeking a balance of recreational and visitor serving uses, not simply on single segments, but with an overall vision for Carlsbad. These parcels may better serve the Coastal Act, specifically sections 3013, by being designated solely as open space, which includes visitor serving uses such as recreation facilities, cultural activities and facilities, outdoor amphitheaters, educational institutions, and public parks. An open space only designation would deter large increases in traffic from visitor serving commercial uses along the coastal corridor that would impede beach access in Carlsbad, which is already strained by increasing visitor serving commercial along the coast. An open space-only land use designation would also support the growing needs of both residents and visitors for access to public recreational facilities and opportunities in Carlsbad. I ask the Commission today to reject the City's request to change the land use designation to visitor commercial open space on the Encina power plant parcels at this time, until such a time as a comprehensive assessment of visitor-serving uses in Carlsbad has been completed. And I would also add that there is a more close look at the difference between the travel recreation land use designation and the new visitor commercial designation. As Ms. Mesha pointed out, there are actually differences that the city itself has actually now highlighted. Thank you very much for your time.